All right, everyone. I know you guys have been waiting for it, and so am I. The Monday market report for the week ending October 2024, features a lot of the most relevant post 1900 modern era of coins that are graded and have sold on various different types of auction websites. This week, we're going to look at some of the realized sales coming from greatcollections.com. And there's quite a robust amount of coins on here that maybe you guys might have. I don't know. Um, Oftentimes when we're looking at the modern market, there's a lot of coins that are very attainable for a lot of folks. So you just never know what could be hiding in your collection today. Now, what we do know is that there is a huge support for what we call the registry set part of the game. This is where people assemble the highest grade of each and every single coin in the respective series they collect into. Big grading companies like PCGS and NGC and even CACG, the new one on the block, they're all doing these registry sets that people can participate in. And, the market does showcase quite a few of that as the popularity of this particular collecting practice enhances, so will the coins that come with it. Now, in recent weeks, we have highlighted a lot, and I mean tons of registry coins that have sold on these auction platforms. And I had a few people say, well, we should just call this the registry set market report. And I'm like, yeah, well, kind of, but, it's too wordy, in my humble opinion. But what we did here this week, we kind of have an about face here this week, especially when there's more of the collectible type investor grade quality coins and not necessarily registry sets. So you're going to see this wide range, this gamut of various different types of coins that really everybody will enjoy. The registry set thing, not everybody enjoys because, it's just like modern coins that sell for a lot of money. Now, there are a few of those in today's particular report that we're going to take a look at. So that'll be coming up here momentarily. Now, again, the qualifier, each and every single coin is graded in some capacity. All right. So before we jump into the actual list from Great Collections, we sell on Whatnot, a great platform. It's one of the largest, quickest growing live auction platforms on the net today. And the holidays are fast approaching. I will be doing these shows every single Friday, and they're going to be bangers. As usual, we're going to have great giveaways. We're going to have that big holiday giveaway that is still scheduled to happen first week of December. So it'd be a great time to join up. If you're not joined up onto Whatnot, now's a good time to do so. I will have my referral link down below. If you sign up under me, guess what, guys? My gift that keeps on giving. I will give you $15 off your first item that you purchase. It doesn't matter from who or what you're buying. And they sell more than just coins on Whatnot. And come join us each and every single Friday. We will also have little shows all throughout the week as well, little pop-ups. My Friday shows start at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Again, we highlight a lot of U.S. type, world coins. There's going to be bullion. There's a lot of emphasis on precious metals these days. So we're going to have some of that out there to feed your need. The addiction for stacking of any capacity couldn't be more felt in today's economy, as silver is continuously pushing $34, $35 an ounce to unprecedented levels that we haven't seen for over a decade. It's an exciting time to be alive in this hobby. Thank you guys for hearing me out on the Whatnot campaign. But let's go ahead and jump right into some of these selections. Now, there are, again, a few of the registry set caliber coins. And we have to highlight it with some of the more unlikeliest of inclusions in today's list. Like a shield set, out of all things, spearheads this particular video, a 2010 Denver Lincoln Shield set. Could we call this the series that everybody loves to hate? But in reality, to any registry set, they are looking to add in some of these top pop high end graded coins, like this one that you see here. Now, this one, graded by PCGS, is a Mint State 68 red. It is the top high end echelon of this date. There are none that are finer than a 68 red. And the price tag doesn't exactly match what you're receiving. Again, this is more to fulfill a need in a points-based system that is so popular today. The bragging rights couldn't be strong for the person that owns this coin, and it's something hard to understand, but believe me, it's happening. So this one right here, crazy as it seems, sold for $5,279.54. Again, we're living in a crazy world where a coin that's just over a decade old and is a very new, fresh design. Love it or hate it, $5,000 plus. Others might also follow suit. So just about any other date of these shield sets at the highest top pop grade will realize some of the strongest money out there. And here's another one that we have talked about on various occasions. It's kind of a funky, quirky type of coin that does exist out there, but it's no differently struck than any other 2000 Lincoln set. This one was actually added into specially marked boxes of Cheerios cereal. So back at the turn of the century, the U.S. Mint and General Mills, I believe that's a company, right? They had gone together to form an alliance to get some of the newest coins with the year 2000 out. Now, the biggest promotion was to highlight the brand new Sacagawea dollars, which at the time, they were called the Golden Dollars. They were on a completely different manganese composition type of blank, and then they were minted on there. So they really wanted to push those out. What they did was they had done this wild, crazy kind of Easter egg promotion in these boxes of cereal. Most of them had Lincoln cents in them, and then they would be affixed to a Cheerios card, and they would have like a little certificate on the back. And I would believe in like one out of like 100 boxes, they would add in one of these Sacagawea dollars. The dollars are a coin for a completely different day. Those things are actually quite crazy because they're actually different than a regular Sacagawea dollar that was released in the year 2000. So getting back into this one, if you guys firmly believe that you have one that you would want to send to PCGS or NGC, this one, by the way, graded by NGC, you have to send it to the grading company in the original card. You cannot take it out of there and then write down on your submission form that it is a Cheerios cent. You can't do that because they won't take your word for it. Again, they didn't strike these any more differently than the regular Business Strike 2000 Lincoln cents. So make sure you keep it on the card if you're going to submit it. And these things have wild amounts of value to them. Individual carded Cheerios cents sell raw for between $20 and $30 in today's economy. But where it really gets hot are the graded pieces. Now, 69 red is indeed the highest grade for the Cheerios Lincoln cent. Pretty big sales still even on these ones. $2,650.49 was your auction result for this particular example. Now, if you had 69 in a PCGS slab, those will probably end up selling for about 30 to 50% more because of the graded holder it's in. The next one that we have here is a 1960 Lincoln Memorial cent. This is the large date type. Now, this particular one grades out Mint State 67 red. It's a very attractive coin. However, it is not the finest known grade of a 60 large date. I believe 67 plus is. So because of that, this is considered what we call in the registry set game, kind of like a secondary tier coin, your safety net of sorts. If you did not hit that nice high grade 67 plus, you ended up with just a 67. Have no fear. This coin is still quite valuable. This one ended up selling for $1,293.75. We also have a 1952 Philadelphia, and now when you compare this coin to the previous three coins we looked at, the quality is like night and day. And we have to remember that during the 50s, the quality was just going to be average. Especially the Philadelphia minted pieces, where, a lot of them had their issues well long before these things were released onto circulation. A lot of them had just cruddy, stained planchets. A lot of them had carbon spots even before they made it into cash registers. And planchet nicks were kind of a common issue on the Philadelphia minted coins. So finding true gem examples are quite a challenge. Now this one here is a Mid-State 67 red. Okay, that matters quite a bit. This one ended up hammering for $2,418.75. Another registry coin? Yeah, this one certainly fits that mold. We also have a 1948. Again, not the highest grade known for this particular date. This is a secondary tier 2 type of high grade. This one in a 67 red. Beautiful coin, very beautiful surfaces compared to the 52. It's like night and day here. This one sold for $3,825. It's such a mega huge sale price on this one, especially the 67 red. Now, kind of crazy enough, when we get into the 30s, the late 30s, Denver and San Francisco minted pieces are very well struck, and they have probably some of the best luster, bar none, in the Wheat Cent design series. So when you do come across them, at like dealers or coin shows, you can really pick up a few of these Gem BU coins raw for around 10 to 15 bucks a piece. That seems like a relative bargain on these. Because if you're able to find one that could possibly grade as high as this, I mean, you're going to be in the money. This one is a 67 plus red, which by the way is not the highest grade for this coin here. I believe it's 68. And this one ended up selling for $1,738.12. That's a pretty good payday there. And 20 AD, now we're getting into some really tough dates here. Anything during the 1920s, you can make the argument that finding one in mid-state condition in the wild is next to impossible. They just are. The Denver and San Francisco pieces by themselves are rarities. They call this like a very condition, rarity rich type of decade, because a lot of the coins were used and abused. We're thinking in terms of like Great Depression era. Everybody is spending their pennies to get a bowl of soup, to get a loaf of bread. I mean, they did not hold on to these. And a lot of people were out of work during that time. So, we can imagine that a lot of the coins during the 20s were heavily circulated. And that really shows, if you went and bought a full bank bag of wheat cents to kind of search through and you came across coins like this, they're really nothing to write home to mother about. As a matter of fact, you would feel bad putting this date in a very low grade into your album, because eventually you will need to upgrade. And the upgrades, they come at a cost. So this one here is a PCGS Mid-State 65 red. This is a very nice grade, but it is by far not even close to the top. $3,000.38 is what this one sold for. And 24S, again, put this one into the same conversation as the previous coin, and we all know what we're looking at here. A coin that, 50% of them have terrible strikes, and then there are other examples like this one that look amazing. This one is a true dime. Mid-State 65, however, this one's a red-brown. It's also got a CAC sticker. This one is a lovely example. $4,050 was the final tally on this one here. And just for kicks and giggles, I guess, a teens proof Lincoln hits very differently than anything else from that particular era. Like a proof struck Lincoln of the teens has so crazy, amazing amounts of detail. I mean, look at the hair detail and the beard. It looks nothing like a business strike Lincoln during that time. And, check out the edge as well. Very blocky, very well struck coins. And most of them are satiny looking in appearance. So when one comes up, it's kind of a big deal because they didn't make a whole lot of these. Okay, the Mint didn't. This one here is a Proof 66 Plus full red example. That's a tough one. A lot of these come up red brown. Some of them have toning. Wow, what a sale price. $101,000, $101,250 was the final sale price on this one. Worth every single dollar of that price because they are quite rare and at this grade level in full red. I mean, that says everything you need to know about the rarity and about the legend of some of these earlier proof coins. All right, now we're on the nickels. Could the nickels match up? And I have to say, yeah, there were a few just really big notable coins. Now, of course, we've talked about the 1971 S proof, no mint mark nickels. Okay, these exist in proof sets. And what we know from 1971, those proof sets can be purchased for between $6 to $10 in today's market. You could easily go to a coin shop and they would have them for bargain basement type prices. Now, where the kind of work comes in is hunting for some of those varieties. This is one right here. There's supposed to be an S mint mark on here by the date. This one does not have it. So, yeah, that's the variety type you're looking for. Now, this one is a Proof 68 Cameo through NGC. Would I have used NGC to grade this? Probably not. PCGS is more heavily favored for grading of such high-end type pieces like this. But this is a great one to look for if you're trying to cherry pick on a budget and you're looking for that big impactful coin. This one sold for $1,027.12. We also have a 53D. Add this one to a long list of other nickels that suffer from just really terrible strikes. This one right here is quite mushy, but still has the full steps on the reverse that gives it that designation of a good strike. This one is a mid-state 66 plus with FS. That's full steps on there on Monticello. This one ended up selling for $1,944. So again, probably more registry set capable of coin. But yeah, we can't ignore the importance of these 1950s rarities. The Buffaloes were quite nice. This is an awesome one here. 37S. Seems like it could be a tough date. Don't let the mint mark fool you. I have bought many 37Ss and 36Ss in just gem condition online before. Online, at coin shows, you name it. All it takes is that one high-end piece with very little distracting marks on it to give it a high grade, and it'll give you the high kind of like wallet stuffing real potential that comes with it. Mid-state 67 plus is a pretty big grade, but look at the coin. All right, it's very clean. It's devoid of any contact marks on both subjects of the coin. This one sold for $4,050. A real stunner here. We also have a 35D. Now things are gonna kind of like, just kind of like unravel before our very eyes. Because you would think that these are very approachable dates that we could find just out there in the wild, but they're really not. 35D is much tougher than it looks, and it's a 67 plus. It's a huge grade. Not many of these are known at this top level. This one, ladies and gentlemen, $31,500 final realized sale is just the things of dreams. All right, we all wish to find things like this that we can make enough money to buy a car. It's a very impactful coin. And a 34D, just as tough. This time, CAC G had the pleasure of grading this one in a 66 plus. Great looking coin. You can tell the difference in the overall quality. Things kind of like take a turn here from around 34 and then going back earlier. This one here, 66 plus, nice grade, big price tag, $12,375 sale. That's what it would have taken to own this one. Just a couple dimes. We actually have a mint error. I was in the mix, the 24S. Mercury dime. This one is an uncentered broad strike, so it was struck without the collar present. and it's really cool. It's a cool looking piece. $1,181.25, and a very tough date too, and it got full bands, so it's got a lot of things going for it. And of course, the big key date. We got to always gauge where these things fall at the lowest levels. How about 16D here, folks? In good six, I mean, you're basically settling here. But it's more of, what can you afford at that given time if you knew you needed this coin to complete your Mercury dime collection? Well, it would be this stinkaroo here. But at $1,215, I don't think from a seller or buyer standpoint, you take it. You take those wins like that. This one right here at good level, you have a fairly decent looking rim on the reverse, and then you have a full identifiable mint mark, which can be a little bit tough. Anything under like AG, which is about good, going into poor and fair territories, the mint mark just kind of melds into the rim, and they're really hard to discern. Some of them look like S mint marks. All right, we're going to kind of end off the show on a few banging toners. We have some absolutely amazing type pieces along the way. 64D. I wanted to let you guys know that toned modern date Washingtons, especially in the silver kind of era of things, are hotly pursued. I mean, the chase couldn't be any more real than it is right now. 67 plus grade by PCGS on this one. Of course, the toning wins the day. Who would have thought? $2,981.25 for one of the highest minted Washington quarters ever made. There you go. Nearly $3,000 later, this thing just kicks in the next gear. 54D coming up next. Again, beautiful. That obverse side of toning is robust. It's vivid. It's everything. And then you have a little bit on the reverse, especially on the peripheral rim area. 66 plus is a crapshoot kind of grade. It's not the finest known for a 54D, not even close. The toning was what really supported the value of this one at $1,631.25. And here's also a 1947. This one just, everything matches here on this. I'd say I like the reverse more than the obverse because you do have some of the kind of like the cabinet friction or whatever you call it on the front where you don't have full toning spectrum all across the coin. This one is a part of the Orlean Iron Horse Collection. This one is a Mint State 67 through PCGS, and I'm happy to say that this one sold for $2,335.50. We had a couple of Standing Liberty quarters, and, might I remind you that there are certain dates within the SLQ series that are worth paying attention to, especially at not perfectly grade kind of grades. A 27S is a great date. It's one of the more tougher ones. I mean, it's no 23S or anything like that, but might I remind you, this is an AU55. It's got some circulation wear on there. It shows every bit of that too. How about $4,726.12? Which, a lot of people, again, are not aware that this kind of coin that's less than perfect realizes that kind of money, So something to kind of hold on to and keep in mind here. We also had a Type 1. This is a ungodly kind of grade here in a 67 plus full head. A perennial favorite, because it's the unmodified portrait. It doesn't have the stars on the reverse. This is a huge favorite in the collecting community at all grade levels. This does not necessarily mean that it belongs in a registry set. Sure, it could fit in there, but oftentimes investors, the high-end collector bases, they want a beautiful type coin like this. It's also got a CAC green bean. $19,125 later, and this one is heading to a new buyer. Awesome, awesome coin. And a couple oddballs to kind of fill in the rest of the MMR for the week. How about 68D? The toning on here is second to none. And because it's 40% silver, it allows for beautiful spectrum of color to really show up on this one. However, this one was created over the years. You have to admire the fact that it was a survivor. You have someone that's not a toning fan at all, they would have no qualms at dipping something like this. And that would be a sad day to the toning community when something like this ends up in a toning mix. So it is a 67 grade, okay, which is very important. This one ended up selling, get this, for $4,612.50. And finally, the one that I was actually looking forward to talking about, because a lot of the 40% silver Kennedys and the blue envelopes, they are actually really nice, high quality pieces. They're all pretty nice, pretty well struck. A lot of them kind of fall in that 66 to 67 range. So here's where this might pose as another opportunity to cherry pick into cheaper coins at the hopes of finding like this big trophy, which is what this one is here. Now it's a 76S. Okay, these are all struck in San Francisco, crafted in 40% silver. That's the composition. This one here is a 68 plus by PCGS, and you see it says silver there on the label. A beautiful coin. This thing realized a pretty big, hefty price tag of $3,993.75. What a great way to end off the MMR for the week. Keep in mind that information provided in this video is for educational use only. None of this is financial advice. Please collect and or grade your coins responsibly. Please, oh please, oh please. And that's it. I'm your host Sean with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Thank you guys for watching again. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I hope to see you on future videos and on whatnot as well. You guys take care. Have a great week, and I'll see you on the next coin video.